Okay, so in this video, we're gonna take our functions or the skills that you learned on how to create a serverless function on Tabai to the next level. So going to walk you through an article that we have on a blog, and it's how to create an avatar generator function. So obviously you can just follow this article step by step. The goal here is to make it even easier. So video, right? So let's go back here. Hopefully you followed the first video, create your first function. So if you did so, you should have already a project created and a backend created. So let's head to the backend. So application backend, and then we're going to create a new function. Remember, we already have a domain, so let's look at that first. So we already have a domain here that was generated automatically here. So gonna just reuse this domain and give it a different endpoint. So let's go ahead and add a function. So we'll call it avatar. It's gonna be HTTP. Let's make it a get. Same domain, and path will be avatar. Gonna use inline code. It's gonna be go. So none of the templates here really fits our current need, but what we can do, just so it's quick and easy, I'm going to go here, scroll all the way down, go to the code repo here of the example, and I'm going to copy paste the code in here. I'm gonna paste it right here. So let me go through the code. So basically it's a one file Golang. It's using like package, we call it a lib. I explained that before. We're using the Go SDK as usual. And then we're importing Go Avatar, which is a package that generates avatar based on different parameters. Okay, so we grab our event, convert it to HTTP event. Obviously, if it's not, it's going to return an error. We're going to look at the query or the URL, see for the variable gender. Is it female or male? If it's not either or none of them, we're gonna generate one randomly using the actual time. Gonna grab username. If it's empty, we're going to use time as a username. So, and then we're gonna normalize the gender. So if it's male or M, we're gonna assume it's male, and if it's female or F, we're gonna assume it's female. And then last, we're going to generate from the username. So we have gender and we have the username. We're gonna call the function that is available through the Go Avatar library or package and generate an image. So this is a Go image. We need to encode it to PNG before sending it over HTTP. So we use the PNG encoder that we imported right here, right? So this is our encoder, and we basically encode the image into a buffer that we declared right here. So bytes buffer is very, very useful because it will grow the buffer as we write data into it. Given that this is successful, now we have bytes that represent the image. So we're gonna push content type image PNG in the headers, and then we're gonna push the bytes of the image through HTTP. And that's it. That's going through like all the details in here. So we're gonna give it 10 seconds to run, and let's give it 64 megabytes, and we're good to go. That's entry point. Yep, very important. So though the function is called avatar go, it's exported as avatar. So we're gonna put this as an entry point, validate. Boom, now we have our function here. As I explained before, nothing happens yet. Everything is happening in the browser, virtual file system. We need to push our code and config. So if we go here, we have a new function. See here, it's avatar, the path is avatar. It's using the same domain. The backend or the function that's using is avatar go. This is the same function we'll find on the code repo. And those are other parameters, timeout and memory, and then the entry point itself. On the code side, so backend functions and avatar is our code, right? So hit next. Add an avatar generator and then as a commit message, and we push. Okay, so once that's pushed, a job is created. So config and code. This will take a few seconds here to build, roughly, generally like 30 seconds. And then once that's done, we can test it. Okay, looks like it's done. So our code has been built. So here's our code, backend, and you can see the logs here. We can download the WASM file here. We're gonna dig into WASM files that have been compiled in a later video. For now, just gonna assume that it's well built, which is the case. So if we go to config, that's our project. Again, backend, we have a new function avatar, and this is the asset. It's a CID, which means that the file is distributed across the network. And it's a get. We call avatar function when we hit avatar on the ping domain. Alright, so I'm gonna go back here, just use the little shortcut that we have here. So we're gonna hit this, and it's gonna hit avatar. We didn't provide anything, so what it did is generate a random avatar. So if I do username, let's say test, this should be specific to username test. And then if I do gender, female, should be exactly the same, because that was what was generated randomly. If I do gender male, it's a different avatar, right? So that's it. That's your avatar function. Pretty quick and very easy to go beyond that. In later videos, we'll see how you can access HTTP resources, how you can access blockchains and stuff like that. All right, thank you.